No, I guess we haven't seen the update from Forbes. I imagine he just added some games that came out over the last 4 years.
I set the world record in February 2019. At that time, I had 20,139 games. The passion never stopped, and right now I stand around 22,840 games roughly.
22,000
Hi,
games
my name
and
is
nothing to play.
Antonio Romero Montero. I hold the Guinness World Record for the largest video game collection in the world.
Thanks, Resub Goblin.
It all started when I was a young kid. My passion for video games, and the amount of time and hours I spent playing, I couldn't even start describing that. And you know, as I got older, the passion was always there, grew, and
a lot of these games are still in the wrappers, so he just gets them for the sake of it. But not all of them, so maybe he does play some of them. At least I would hope so.
Just kept simmering when I finally started working and had started an opportunity then to start buying more video games. It started with simply trying to buy some of the games that I played as a child. One of the things I love about games is actually some of the fantasy side, some of the fiction, some of the imagination that comes with it, the art style. You know, one way or another, it's become a part of way of how I think, how I act, and it's driven into parts of my being, in essence. So, I get to share also one of the rarest PlayStation 4 games in the world. There's only 84 known copies of this game, and it was for sale for a very, very limited amount of time. And
I want to take a guess. Is it a game that I might have heard of? 84 copies of a PS4 game. It's got to just be shovelware. I can't think of anything for the PS4 that wasn't like popular.
Definitely comes with some backstory and some interesting components to how this was issued and published. But for me, one of the most hilarious part is the title and the theme of the game. Making it one of the rarest is a game called Poop Slinger.
I should have known.
And I guess you can all imagine what the theme of the game is.
Damn. I should have known it'd be Poop Slinger. Fake gamer alert. Jesus Christ, I should have guessed.
One of the rarest PlayStation 4s in the world. So this is a limited edition.
Is it a
Hitman
Poop Slinger edition?
Console.
Like at this point, it could just be fucking anything.
There's only one manufactured in the entire world, and it was originally put up as a raffle reward, promotional item, for when the Hitman game came out on PlayStation 4. And it's shaped as the suitcase of the main protagonist
pretty cool.
of the game, Hitman. But it's a fully functional PlayStation system, and definitely pretty cool.
Agreed. That is cool. Why does he have multiple copies of the same game sometimes? What's the point of that? So he has 2 copies of Strafe. Unless that's the sequel underneath it. Maybe that's Strafe 2. No, because then down here he has the same thing. He has the Oat Trip. Just filler. Just to sell, maybe. I guess. Seemed like a big waste, though, to have dupes. Thanks, Resub. Corn, Blanos, and
so the
Prime
continuation of my collection actually has nothing to do with the record. I quite openly, anybody that wants to challenge it, take the record, it's there for the taking. Okay. Really, the reason I keep on my collection is just for the continued passion and enjoyment. I do play quite a few games still, and the little spare time that I find to play them. But it's just an enjoyment. It's the challenge that comes with the collecting side. It's seeing titles that you've never seen before, finding some rare stuff. And
I think it's a cool hobby.
A little bit more with
you can clearly afford it.
Japan as well, which is pretty cool.
Might as well.
You get to see how they look
passionate.
in Japan versus how they look in the U.S. and some of the art contrasts of some of the minor details, which are pretty entertaining. You know, it's been fun. That's the biggest part about it. It's fun. Okay. It's fun to go out and find titles that you've played and say, ooh, reminisce about those experiences. And then slowly building up and achieving those collections. It's just a fulfilling component that I've enjoyed.
Is that Bullet Witch I just saw? Pretty sure this is No, it's not Bullet Witch. Dark Souls, I think. Nice. It is a cool collection.
I think, in the end, every one of us carries a certain passion, a certain hobby, something that we do to enjoy ourselves. And this is what I've chosen to do. It's just the experience with the games, the passion, the storytelling that comes with it, the art style. And
pretty sure that was Bullet Witch.
That's good. Relive every time I
Rock
see
Band.
These games, play them, and enjoy them with my family nowadays.
That's cute. That was very cute. What is this? The collection of beer cans worth $3 million. Holy shit.
I actually am not that big of a beer drinker. I like the occasional beer, but I drank very few of the cans that are on the
Thanks for 10 gift
shelves
subs,
here,
Pam. Thank you for the generosity.
My name is Jeff Lebo, and I collect beer cans and Breweriana, which is anything having to do with beer history.
That's fucking hype. Good shit, Jeff.
My dad started working for American Can Company back in the 1950s. And so I sort of was introduced at a very early age to cans. I remember when I was maybe 5 years old, we went in to see Dad working, and I remember
It does look
all these
cool.
cans
Like, it actually
going
just looks
around.
cool.
I was just kind of fascinated from a very early age. And then when I became a teenager, beer can collecting was really a popular hobby among kids.
What is this? Just random women beer cans? Hey, this is Christie's beer. And here's a photo of Christie. Or is this like the Brady Bunch or something? What is this? Oh, it is the Brady Bunch. Oh. Why? Why Brady Bunch beer?
Of that era, from the 1970s and early 80s. It was one of those things that was, slightly naughty when you were a little kid to be doing that sort of thing, but definitely worse than I've been doing. The group of collectors, most of us know each other to some degree, so we kind of know who has the largest collections out there, and unless there's some closet collector out there.
So these aren't empty cans, right?
The rest of us.
These are officially sealed.
The largest.
God damn. All of that's just in there fermenting.
This was the very first beer can that was ever produced. This was by American Can Company, and they had salesmen that would go out to the breweries to try to pitch this idea of this new can. And this is the can that they used to pitch this idea. They actually have opening instructions of how to open the can. This was way before any kind of opening device, so you actually had to use what they call a church key opener to punch holes in the top to get at the contents. So the earliest, I've been in the hobby for 45 years now, and so I'm not an expert in many things, but beer cans is one of the things I can say I am an expert in.
I'm very impressed if that really is the first beer can. I remember I watched a video a while ago all about like the science behind canning, and it's actually a pretty intricate science. So that lip on it, that lid, is already far more advanced than I would have thought early cans would use. So that means what happened is on the can, assuming, I'm just by taking a look at it, on the can they did what modern cans kind of do, but in a more primitive way. So they kind of bent the metal up and then put the metal underneath as well in order to seal it. So they have to curl it over itself. And I'm very surprised that even like the earliest beer cans would have figured that out so quickly. That's cool. I think it's a bit natty. At least it looks like they did.
These are cone top cans, and these were developed in 1936. So these are what we call party cans, 4-pint, 5-pint, and gallon size. This brand, Kruger, which is from Newark, New Jersey, was the very first brewery ever to test market the beer can back in 1935. This was done in Richmond. I have an auction company called Can Smart Auctions, and we do monthly auctions of beer cans
Oh, nice.
and other types of brewery collectibles. When I started doing the auctions, I had an idea of what
Okay, the beer cans is cool. I just got to tell you though, Jeff, I have never, I have never thought the top collecting was cool. Because I mean, like, it's just, you know, cursed to be in the fucking tomb here in the drawer. You can't even really display the collection in a cool way. The beer cans are hype though. Maybe this is mainly for auctions.
The auctions. I had an idea of what I thought things would sell for, and I
Rich
have
in
been
Fallout.
surprised to
True.
find that they've sold for way more
These are some Nova
than
and
I
CJ.
imagined. If I were to sell off my collection via my auctions, maybe $3 million or something like that.
Oh, wow. 100,000 beer
I
cans,
certainly
huh?
didn't spend anything near that. I've built most of the collection by trading over the years. In the really early days, I would go out digging in dumps looking for old cans.
This
I
whole
actually
house looks amazing.
diving in Loch Lomond in Scotland looking for beer cans. So it's really a lot of sweat equity that I put into it,
Thanks,
to be honest with you.
It's crazy how he makes this actually look
For many
cool.
years, I didn't have a place to display
In the
my
home,
collection,
that
and
is.
it was always sort of a dream of mine to be able to do it. So I just kept working really hard and trying to save money over the years. And finally, in 1998, I was able to build the house for the collection. And the way I have it organized is geographically, and then by can type.
Oh!
So starting with the earliest types of cans from 1935. So those have their own section. The cone top cans have another section. The gallon cans have another section.
What
and that
the
way I
fuck?
can sort of keep things a little bit organized. And when I add things to the collection, I can find the section that they're supposed to be in to see if, in fact, I need the can or not. Because I only collect one of each.
James Bond cans? Nice.
You know, in
Fuck,
the grand
that's
scheme
cool.
of things, we're all just specks of dust in the cosmos, so it's not particularly important. But I like what Joseph Campbell said. He said, follow your bliss, as long as you're not doing harm to anyone else. So that's kind of my
What a good
philosophy.
guy.
I like people who have a passion for whatever it is they're doing. I may not share the passion, but I can appreciate.
Wait, what is that? What is that statue? Is this a statue of himself? That'd be so hype if it was. I don't think it is, though. I think it's just the suit armor. This whole house is really cool.
I may not share the passion, but I can appreciate the passion that they have for it. I think I'll probably just keep doing it. You know, I'm sort of dug in now. There's not really any turning back. So I'll keep doing it as long as I can.
Damn, that's competitive. So there's another guy with another massive collection. Yeah, the problem is though, Guinness makes you pay for it, so not worth it, Jeff. You're smarter than that. You have to pay to be included in Guinness Book of World Records. Don't fall for the scam, Jeff. It's not worth. Make sure to smash that like button and thumbs up, ring the bell, tell your mom I said hi. Yeah, that's about it. See ya.